Welcome. Alright. This is the page I started on yesterday. And as you can see, I've gotten quite a bit more done on it. Everything ready here. Alright, so here we go. Beautiful day today. It's like a summer day out there. 80s, sunny. It's very nice. So a friend of mine watched my stream and he said that I came off like a cross between Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. That's high praise. I'm not sure I deserve that. Yeah, and in fact, I know I don't deserve that, but anyway. So, thank you for those kind words. I don't know, I'm not in a very talky mood today. Don't know a lot to talk about. The Venezuela thing it's pretty wild. My prayers go out to those folks, and that's obviously a big deal. That they've been suffering a lot over there. My brother-in-law, he went there. It's been a long time ago. It was before Hugo. Is it Hugo or Hugo? Anyway, before he came into power, and it sounded like a much nicer country then. So I don't know. Obviously, being American, I think poorly of communism. Although, that's kind of a weird thing now. It's because a lot of younger people are beginning to embrace socialism, which, I mean, it's communism, right? So, which is odd. It's odd for me in my generation, because that was definitely, no one supported that from my generation. It didn't matter how liberal you were. You might have been a union guy, but you still didn't support socialism because it just didn't make any sense. And unfortunately, it still doesn't, in my opinion. But I'm just a guy trying to make it. So I would take my opinion with a grain of salt. But anyway, back to the Venezuela thing. Yeah, my heart goes out to the people. No matter what else happens, they're really the ones that are suffering there. So I hope that the whole thing gets resolved more or less peacefully and quickly. They've suffered enough. We can all agree on that the Venezuelan people have suffered enough. So I'll leave it at that. That's about the only big news that I've seen today. And I guess that's a good thing. I don't see a lot of news. I turn on the news maybe a couple times a week while I eat lunch, if I'm here at home, and I'll just say, okay, what's going on? And it's usually not very enlightening. It's like, might as well have left that off, because I don't know any more than I did before. It's the tragedy of the news in today's environment. It's just, there's just not a lot of good information out there. If I do find something interesting on the news and I want to know more about it, I'll usually go to Reuters and look at their coverage. Just out of the ones I've looked at, they seem to be a little more, a little less biased than a lot of them. something I think about is silly about the news these days are the lady newscasters, how, you know, they look like models, like you know, I don't know, stripperish almost. It's kind of like they look very glamorous. I don't understand what's so glamorous about the news, but I mean, obviously they're trying to get the male gaze involved, right? But I'm a little offended as a male. I'm a little offended by that, because it's like, you know, it's not why I watch the news. Maybe some people do, and I'm nothing against beautiful women, but it's just like, I don't know, it just seems weird. And it's not always been that way, you know. This is a relatively new, well, maybe it's not relatively new. You know, I'll often say things like relatively new because I feel like it is, but when you get older, time goes by so fast that things, you know, like I still think that the year 2000 was 20 years ago. Like, yeah, wasn't that about 20 years ago? Obviously, obviously that's not the case, you know, so, you know what, just don't listen to anything I say. I'm kind of a moron, to be honest with you. So, like, we've established that. I can draw, though. I may be a moron, but I can draw, and that's what I'm doing, so I can at least fulfill my little niche in the universe. I can handle it. And that's about it. This is like peak Andy right here. Okay, moving right along. I think it's okay if you don't, as long as you don't mind being a moron, it's probably alright to be a moron. As long as you don't mind. If you don't mind being ignorant, I guess it's okay. So, here we go. I watch this other guy stream on his channel a lot, and he was talking about how Game of Thrones is trash. Now, granted, he's being, it's an attempt to be funny, but kind of like in this sophomoric, insulting kind of way. it's so the result is that it's not really that funny, and it's obviously not true. I think he's just trying to say that there's other epics that are better than Game of Thrones, and of course I would agree with that. But I do think Game of Thrones is good, and it is definitely entertaining. But during their discussion, they talked about how the Boromir character was alright in Lord of the Rings, and because he redeemed himself, and then someone had mentioned that Boromir was George R.R. Martin's favorite character from Lord of the Rings. And someone else said, well, and he doesn't let his heroes be redeemed or have redemptive qualities. But I don't think that's true at all. I think this season especially has shown us that he does care about stuff like that, because with the whole Jaime Lannister thing, you know, he starts out just being a complete villain, no redeeming qualities, an incestuous villain at that, and now he's, you know, he's come a long way, that guy. So I think he's definitely doing some redeeming things. But anyway, that's just what came to my mind when they were talking about that. Like, I don't know, you're leaving out a big chunk of the story. If you truly believe that, then you've missed a lot of it. Let's see. All right, now moving right along to this gentleman. One watching. I wonder if it's me that's watching or someone else that's watching. I don't know. I've yet to figure that part out. It always says one watching, so I guess it's just me watching. So, person watching, if you're a different person than me, say hello or something in the chat so that I know that it's not just the fact that I've got it on my monitor here. Or not. If you're shy, that's okay too. I'm going to try doing this at a different time of day. So, just be forewarned that I'm not going to do it at this time of day. I'm not going to do it this time of day every day. In fact, I'm a little late today as it happens. It's what? Almost 2 o'clock. So this will probably be a little shorter too, as well as being at a different, little bit later time. I had some errands to run this morning, so took a little bit longer than I thought. Yada yada yada. But anyway, I'm still experimenting with this, and obviously I need viewers to continue doing. Well, I don't guess I need them to continue because I do this mostly for myself, for fun. But I'd like to have more viewers, so I'm going to try and see if having it at a different time of day, what that does to the bottom line viewer wise, and see if I get any more viewers if I do it like it in the evening. I suspect that I would, because, you know, I mean, who's available right now, you know? I mean, not many folks are online right now, I guess. I really don't know what people's internet habits are like. But anyway, so I've been doing the Twitter thing for a while, and I've just about decided to stop, because it's, I don't know, it's like, I think most people on social media aren't necessarily there to be social, but to promote their own thing, and I certainly get that. I mean, that's why I'm doing social media. But I realize that, you know, if that's your attitude about it, it really doesn't work. You know, if all I want to do is promote my stuff, then I'm not gonna wind up doing well on social media anyway. So why bother with it if that's the only reason why? And I don't often have anything to say about current events and things, and politics and so on, that anybody would really want to hear. So why be on Twitter? Is kind of the way I'm looking at it. I'm just sort of clogging up other people's feeds, you know, what the few people that follow me there. I got excited about it because it seemed like I was getting a lot more activity, but I think it's just, you know, a lot of like-minded people that are like me. They're trying to promote their thing too, and they're, you know, they're following me so that I'll follow back, that kind of thing, you know. And not that it's not wrong, but I don't think it'll work, though. I think that people gain followers by posting entertaining content that a big variety of people like, you know, kind of vanilla, easy to digest things. I don't think that they necessarily, you know, they don't want to watch an hour-long live stream. They don't want to, you know, and why should they? I don't want to either. You know, I I don't watch my own live stream for an hour. I mean, come on. That's boring. But it's man, I mean, to make a really nice YouTube video that I do want to watch, it takes a lot of effort. And I just don't have time to put forth that kind of effort and, you know, hold down everything else as well. So I apologize that this isn't as entertaining as it could be, I guess. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to decide what I want out of it, right? I do want to promote my book with it, but I really do see some value in actually meeting people and getting to know them through this kind of format, you know, through YouTube or Twitter or whatever. I guess the problem is I'm a little cynical about it. Maybe that's what it is. It just seems like everybody's just kind of wanting to, and it's because you'll make a comment on someone's stuff, but then it's obvious that they don't look at your stuff, so it's sort of like, well, you know, I don't want to just be help this person out, you know, I'm not here just for them. You know, I would like to get a little help too. And just, you know, in my defense, I mean, I've got like, I don't know, like 10 followers or something. I mean, it's like really a really ridiculously low amount. So, you know, throw a guy a bone, for crying out loud. You know, unless you just truly don't. But the thing is, I don't think they even look. I don't think they even look to see what, you know, what I'm doing. Like when someone, and maybe they have a super ton of followers, I don't know, and they literally can't do it. I don't think that's the case with most people, but you know, when someone follows me or makes a comment on something I do on social media, I actually go to their profile and look and see, oh, cool. Do I want to follow them back, or do I want to, you know, what are they doing? Honestly, I'm curious about what they're up to. And a lot of times, you know, they're not up to anything. They're just screwing around and being normal. Okay, and I don't follow them, but sometimes it's an artist and they're doing really good work, and like, wow, that's kind of cool. Or they're just a cool person and post kind of funny things or something, or, you know, stuff that I like and enjoy. Well, you know, I want to follow that kind of stuff. But so I don't understand people that don't follow back, I guess. You know, like why wouldn't you? You know, I'm kind of trying to make a go of this thing, but I'm trying to have some community. I mean, if it's just a glorified email mailing list, then you know, then you're ruining it. You're ruining the whole idea of it. But that's, honestly, it seems like a lot of what it has become. You know, notice me, but that's it. It's as far as it goes. It's a very selfish type of thing. Anyway, I guess I'm just a little bitter and disgruntled. No, it's not being bitter, and it's not being just disgruntled. I'm not disgruntled about it. I really don't care. I mean, but if that's the way it is, then I'm not going to fool with it, because, you know, I actually would like to know what people think and what they're into, and I really want to know. But unfortunately, it's just it's hard to get to that place. But, you know, it's not always the case. There are lots of people who do check, but I'm surprised at the people who don't. Let's say that. I think that's the best way to put it. It's not that everyone does that, but I am surprised at the people who do that. Like, really? I thought that person would definitely check this out, but, you know, because, you know, I can understand, like I said, I can understand the big famous guys being like, well, you know, I ain't got time to check all my 20,000 followers. You know, I get that, but you know, people who have like 1,000 followers and you know, like 10 comments on something and they don't look. I mean, that's weird. It just means that they don't give a shit. Like, whoops, this is supposed to be a family show. But anyway, I'll put a quarter in the jar later. But anyway, they don't give that what I just said. So, and that's sad to me. I don't know. It makes me a little mad too, I guess. But it's kind of like, well, where do you get off thinking that your content is so awesome that's it? You know, that's what we're all here for. You know, we're just all here for you. So, yeah, there's so much, and I don't know, the whole model of making free content for Google or for Facebook is a little troubling too. Like even now, you know, right now I'm making Google free content, not getting paid a nickel, not a single solitary cent is Google paying me to do this. So I don't know. Is that right? Honestly, it's really, you know, it's not ethical to do that. It's like spec work. You know, as a graphic designer and a visual artist and illustrator, you know, you learn in school that spec work that's not cool. You're not supposed to do spec work because you're undercutting everybody. You know, all your colleagues, yourself, and honestly, I think we've just went too far, and now it's too late, and we're just gonna have to live with this mess of doing work and just not getting paid for it. It's just the way it is, because everybody expects everything to be free now. So, thanks Google, thanks Facebook, yay! IP is now free for everyone all the time. Yay! Thanks, Santa. But yeah, here I am, because you know I'm making a gamble. Well, okay, I do this work now, and maybe it pays off in people, you know, normal people actually saying, well, okay, I'll give that a chance, and maybe I'll like that, and being, you know, find some customers for my work. But I don't want customers that I have to like sell, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to sell to my customers something they don't want, you know, like a commercial type thing, like, you know, you will like this kind of thing. I don't want those kind of customers. I want customers who are like, yeah, I'm genuinely interested in what you're doing and I want to support it because I like it. It's something that I think is entertaining and good. But maybe it's not entertaining and good to anyone. And if it's not, okay, fine. That's okay too. And it really is okay. Because honestly, I've worked on this for so long and so hard that I don't have any kind of distance from it enough to really know, is it good, is it bad? I think it's good. But honestly, I've worked on it now so hard and long that it may really suck. And I really wouldn't know it because, you know, I've been here for a while now doing this. You know, not on YouTube, but there's been a lot of work that's went into this before I started doing this YouTube streaming thing. But yeah, I guess this is a rant day, isn't it? Just ranting around. Ranting and ranting. Ranting and ranting. Daggone do you really keep. But no, I really don't feel too bad about it. I'm actually really happy. I've got a really awesome family and some good friends, and I have a really wonderful life, and there's so many people who are worse off than me. I feel a little silly talking about the social media stuff. You know, that's definitely under the banner of a first world problem for sure. You know, complaining about, well, I have opportunity to make my own living doing what I enjoy. Daggone it. Curse it all. So please forgive me for being such an a-hole. I think a lot of it is just it makes me a bit insecure, you know, because I feel like I'm yelling out into the vacuum of space and there's no one there. No one there. And so it can be a little frustrating, I won't lie. But, you know, I'm going to keep on keeping on. And I'm not going to stop. I think that's the thing. You know, the guys that make it and the guys that actually get their book done are the guys that just say, well, I'm going to do it either way, so might as well just do it. And so I'm just doing it. And I enjoy it, so it's a win-win, really. You know, one day somebody important will, well, everybody is important, but someone who has a lot of YouTube importance will see one of these videos and think, I really like that book. I think that book is going to be awesome. And they'll tell their buddies, and pretty soon I'll have 1,000 orders. And I'll be like, yay! And if not, that's okay too, because this has always been a passion project for me, for my children, and not necessarily for just the whole world. So although I do think the whole world would enjoy it, I still believe that. But yeah, I think I'll quit a lot of the social media, because it's just it makes me sad. It makes me a little sad. I mean, honestly, it does. It make me a little depressed. And you know, artists, we're kind of bad for that anyway. And heck, it makes normal people depressed. What do you think it does to artists? Daggone, we're ready to go jump off a bridge when we check our Twitter feeds. It's like, man, dang it. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. But so, you know, it engenders that, right? Social media kind of engenders those kind of responses from people, and whether they're valid or not, you know, we don't really need to talk about whether or not they're valid. Of course, they're not valid. You know, no one should value themselves based on social media. You know, and I feel bad for young kids who do that. You know, that becomes a big thing for them, and you know, and the whole bullying thing. You know, man, that's really sad, and I don't like that. That is not cool. Not cool to. It's never cool to bully people, but why do it on social media? I mean, it's just like. Yeah, so don't do that. Don't do that, kids. I'm just about done with this page here. Just awesome. A little shadow here. Just an indication. Just an indication. It's what Bob used to say. Just an indication. Thanks for that, Bob. I miss Bob. It's weird that he I mean, he was a joke, right? In the art world, he's a joke. Nobody thinks, whoa, what an amazing artist, you know? I mean, and I'm talking about the academic, hoity-toity fine art world. Yeah, he's not amazingly well thought of. I don't guess that comes as a surprise, but that he's not. Anyway, I wonder what he would have thought about all the, you know, the kids being into him, you know, like teenagers wearing ironic Bob Ross t-shirts. I think he would have liked that. I think so. I think he had to have had a pretty good sense of humor to work at PBS. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a weird job, right? Like, well, I do a painting show on PBS. Like, oh, okay. I mean, a tough one to explain at parties. And he's like, man, now I got to keep this hair because it's like my trademark now. I heard that he didn't like having that afro after a few years, but by that time it's too late. All right, so here we go. This is the page. I could probably do more in this, but I really don't want, you know, here's the deal, my philosophy behind comics, and I've talked about this before, and I think this is especially true with this kind of material where there is a lot of color and there's a lot going on. Comics are meant to be read, primarily. That's the number one job for your comic, is to be read. So there's a lot going on in this page. Your eye needs a little rest. So I'm giving you a little rest there in this last panel without leaving out some detail. And trying to leave out some detail up here as well. Not always coloring the characters in local color, but sometimes, you know, just emphasizing them by making them a brighter color and that kind of thing. Just little things like that to try to make it a little bit easier to read. But this page is now complete, so I am going to sign it. And what is today's date? Today it's the 30th. Yeah, tomorrow's the first day of May. So I always sign it down here in the corner. And it is 4/30/19. All right. So that finishes this page up. I'm going to go ahead and start another page, but I think I will not stream for that. So, and this is a little over half an hour. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back, but I'm not going to say what time because I'm going to try out some different times and see throw some things at the wall and see what sticks, as they say. So you guys have a really great day, whoever watches this. I love you, and be nice to each other. And I will see you when I see you. Bye.